Folks, the Biden campaign has been dropping some absolutely fire anti-Trump ads recently, or as us cultured folks refer to them, fuego, like Mr. I love Hispanic and Americans himself, Donald Trump.
War on the workers of America, especially African Americans and Hispanic Americans and African Americans.
The man loves his African and Hispanic and Americans, and more on that clip later, because that clip was from Donald Trump's rally in Las Vegas, where temperatures reached 110 degrees, which might have made both Trump and his rally goers go a little insane from the heat, which we'll see later because I have more clips from that. But first, Biden was able to seize on some comments that Trump made at that exact rally and turn them into a succinct but brutal anti-Trump ad. Here, take a look at this.
Because I don't want anybody going on me. We need every voter. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
What a flex when you can literally have your opponent make political campaign ads against himself for you by using his own words. That was it. He just used Trump's line and said, I approve this message. It doesn't get simpler than that. And yet at the same time, this thing is sitting at 2.3 million views on Joe Biden's Twitter page. But that's not even the best one this week. Because just a few days ago, the Biden campaign dropped yet another ad, this one in relation to Trump's previous rhetoric about veterans, and this happened on the week of the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings in Normandy. You probably saw Chip's video covering that. And the Biden campaign was yet again able to seize on Trump's own words in order to disparage him and make him look like a total fool, as well as someone who hates our troops, which, let's be honest, he does. Here's that ad.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured.
He handed me his Purple Heart.
I always wanted to get the Purple Heart. This was much easier.
Disgusting, deplorable, irredeemable, and that ad as well making a clear distinction between these two men. Not only about who actually cares about our troops, or actually has the bare minimum decency to be a good human being, but also who would be a good and honorable commander-in-chief. As this next ad with real veterans talking about Trump makes painfully clear.
A good commander-in-chief is somebody who gives a shit. My name is Curtis Register. I served in the United States Marine Corps.
My name is Ed McCabe. I served from the 1990s into 2014.
Okay, my name is Matthew McLaughlin. I was a Navy pilot for 8 years.
It is the first time I'm shaking the hands of a president of the United States. It was pretty impactful to me to see an individual that supports troops not just on the battlefield, but when we return home.
I see a man in Joe Biden who accepts accountability and responsibility. And when I see his predecessor, Donald Trump, I see a man who is only in this for himself.
Who criticizes veterans, who doesn't see it important for him to go to the funerals.
Donald Trump has zero accountability in his life.
He's a draft dodger, simple as that.
I think the election is the difference between authoritarianism and democracy. And I came to see a president that cares about maintaining democracy.
Donald Trump, he's not fit to be commander-in-chief, he's not fit to lead a squad, and he's definitely not fit to be president of the United States.
Right. I mean, the man's not even fit to read off a friggin' teleprompter. Remember that Hispanican clip from earlier? Well, just watch as after that blunder, Trump goes on to rage about the technical difficulties in not being able to read his teleprompter and threaten not to pay the teleprompter employees.
Especially African Americans and Hispanic Americans and African Americans are the ones suffering most with this incredible illegal alien group that's coming in and staying at our luxury hotels. And you know, they're being put up in hotels. Some of them are luxury hotels. And by the way, just in case you're wondering, I got no teleprompters, and I haven't from the beginning. These people, that probably means we'll make a better speech. No, I got no teleprompter. You know, I pay all this money to teleprompter people. And I'd say 20% of the time they don't work. They don't work. The thing's waving around. They can't tie it a little bit tighter. I'm trying to look at. So we're all in this together, everybody. We're all in this together.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time he defrauded or didn't pay workers. He's got a pretty well-documented track record of that. But he did say one thing that was true, namely that him and his supporters are all in that sinking ship together. As is clearly evidenced by this next clip, where Trump has his MAGA minions chant his newest slogan, which unfortunately I probably will have to bleed out quite significantly, but yeah, just enjoy this.
It's bullshit what he signed.
That goes on for another solid 30 seconds, but I'll cut it here so we don't get flagged for inappropriate language or anything. We'll skip ahead.
Wow, that's turning out to be like a deplorable. Remember deplorable when Hillary said deplorable? She said deplorable, and that was not good. That was not a good word to use. This word seems to be catching on a little bit, but in a much more positive way than deplorable.
Oh, the irony of chants of BS being the thing that catches on at a Trump rally. Just insane that they don't catch on to the fact that they are the butt of the joke here. But I guess irony, satire, humor of the like takes a little bit more intelligence and mental capacity to catch on to that, frankly, I don't think these people have. And after all that, this guy has the balls to push this Trumpian-sized lie that nobody has done more for the military than him.
And he makes up stories. He said something about me that I stood over the graves of soldiers. Nobody loves the military more than me. Nobody. Nobody respects it. And nobody's treated it better. Nobody's done as much for the military as I have.
First of all, that is incredibly disingenuous and an outright lie, which granted is the norm for Trump, but we can't be desensitized to this stuff. We do have to call it out every single time we see it. I'm a firm believer in that. And secondly, nobody made anything up. These are credible sources confirming you said this. John Kelly, your own chief of staff, ripped him for calling dead veterans suckers. But this guy can sit here and blatantly lie about it while his sycophantic network like RSBN are pushing epic minerals for his followers. Nothing like some zeolite extra detox spray to go with your ivermectin injection.
This was a made-up deal from a magazine that's failing, Financial Disaster, by a guy that is a horrible radical left lunatic named Goldberg. And now they took an ad using it. They know it's phony. They know it's false. And now they took an ad using it. These are sick people. And I hope the military revolts at the voting booth and just says, we're not going to take it. They can say anything. They're a party of misinformation, disinformation, cheating on elections in a cemetery. And I look at them, I say, these people are suckers and losers. Now, think of it. Unless you're a psycho or a crazy person or a very stupid person, who would say that anyway?
Unless you're a psycho, a crazy person, or a loser. Well, Donnie, you're all three, and we all know you said it. But we all know that the real suckers and losers and people struggling financially here are Donald Trump and his supporters themselves. So thank you all for watching, and let me know your thoughts in those comments down below. Because I know we talk about Trump a lot on this channel, and it is easy to be desensitized to all this crap that he says, but I genuinely believe it is our duty to report on them whenever he does, because they are still as crazy as when he was saying these things in 2016, when he was in office. And if we're gonna beat him in November, we have to remain diligent and point these things out all the time. Thank you again. We really appreciate your support. Let me know how you guys are feeling in those comments down below. Like, subscribe. My name is Kenny Hesse for Really American, and I will see all of you again in the next video.